How are you? You ready for some PE again? This is Miss Law, and on this week we are going to finish our read aloud, My Daddy is a Pretzel, as well as going through our stretches that we've been practicing each week. So just like every week when we do PE together, I want you to take a second now and make sure that you can find personal space wherever you're watching. That means that you can put your two arms out to the side safely without touching anything or anyone, and that you have enough room and space to lay down on the floor without bumping anything either. Once you've made sure of those things, come on back to our video and let's get started. Let's go ahead and start with stretching out our body like we've been practicing the last few classes together. Everybody touch your neck and say with me, neck. We're going to stretch our neck first. Remember, you don't want to scrunch your shoulders up to your ears, nor do you want to force your ear towards your neck. You just want to gently touch one ear right now. Gently let that ear move towards your shoulder, and you should feel the stretch on your opposite side. Go ahead and touch where you feel the stretch gently, and say it with me, I'm stretching my neck. Good job. Breathe in through your nose and bring your head back to center. Good job. Shake it out. Now we're going to do the other side. Remember, don't scrunch up your shoulders. Just let your ear gently go towards your shoulder. Touch the opposite side where you feel the stretch and say it with me again. I'm stretching my neck. And let it come back to center. Great. Let's move on with our shoulders. Everybody touch their shoulders and say shoulders. This is where you need to make sure you have that personal space we talked about because you're going to start by swinging both arms open and closed. Now just swing one arm. Now I keep that arm straight across my body and my arm that's not in front of my body comes underneath to make a hook. I gently hold and I should be feeling my stretch right here, right now. Say it with me. I am stretching my shoulder. Can you feel the stretch? If not, go ahead and bring your folded arm a little bit closer to your body. Go ahead and release it. Shake it out. Nice job. Swing both arms side to side. Let's stretch our other shoulder. Now the arm that you already stretched, the shoulder you already stretched, leave that arm by your body, by the side of your body. And the other arm comes straight across. You hook underneath and pull your hand towards your body. You should feel your stretch in your opposite shoulder this time. If you accidentally got the same shoulder, it's okay. Go ahead and switch now. Say it with me. I am stretching my shoulder. Good job. And release. Shake it out. Next up is our arms. For this one, I'm going to turn around so you can see what I do. I raise one hand in the air, and I pretend like I have a scratch in the middle of my back. Now, I'm going to, with my opposite hand, I'll turn back around so you can see me. With my opposite hand, I gently pull my elbow, and I'm stretching my arm, the muscle on the underside of my arm. Say it with me. I'm stretching my arm. Shake it out. All right, time to do the other side. Raise your other arm in the air. Scratch in the middle of your back. With your free hand, gently pull on your elbow from above. Say it with me. I'm stretching my arm. Good job. Shake it out. Nice. Now we're going to transition. Oh, actually, we have one more standing one before we transition to the floor to do a couple more stretches. For this one, you want to make sure that you have a wall or a piece of furniture that you can hold on to. For me, I'm going to hold onto my wall over here, a little bit off camera. You're going to bend one knee in front of you and then bring your foot behind. Reach behind and hold. There's a side version so you can see I'm holding my foot behind my body. My opposite arm is holding the wall so that I don't get wobbly and fall unsafely. All right, say it with me. I am stretching my leg. Right now I'm stretching the muscle in the front of my leg right here, called my quadriceps. Go ahead and release it and shake it out. You're going to do the other side. If you feel confident and you want to try, you have enough space to safely do so, and you want to try balancing, the way you can do this stretch is put both arms out to the side. Lift your opposite foot behind you. Notice how I keep my other arm I'm not using out to help me balance in case I get wobbly. And once again, we're stretching the muscle in the front of our leg. If I turn to the side, you can see me holding my foot behind here. And say it with me, I'm stretching my leg. Shake out those legs. Great. Let's go ahead and sit down where we're at, and we can do a couple more stretches once we're on the ground. For this first stretch, I have one foot long in front of me, and my other leg is bent, so the inside of my foot is facing the inside of my leg. I'm going to gently reach forward. If I need to, if I feel a lot of sensation behind my legs in the back, I can gently bend my knee so that it doesn't hurt so much and it allows me to lean forward. But if you can, try and keep your legs straight. And I'm going to reach with one hand on top of the other, gently forward to see if I can touch my toes. If I can't touch my toes, I can reach for my ankle. If I can't reach for my ankle, I can reach for my shin. My shin is that spot between my ankle and my knee. But I should feel the stretch this time on the back side of my leg. So everybody reach for the spot that feels comfortable for you and hold it there. Say it with me. I'm stretching my leg. All right, gently come back all the way up to sitting and switch sides. So your opposite leg is going to go straight in front of you and your other knee is bent. All right, one hand on top of the other and gently reach forward for your toes. Remember, you always have the option to bend your knee if it hurts too bad behind your leg. If you can't reach your toes, reach for your ankle. If you can't reach your ankle, reach for your shins. But find wherever you can reach to and hold it. Now say it with me. I'm stretching my leg. Gently come back on up to sitting. Good job. Last one. I'm going to actually keep this foot straight on the ground. The other foot is going to go flat on the ground too, but my knee is now bent. Now, I'm going to hug my knee with the same side so I have that arm on my knee. I raise my opposite hand in the air, just like this. And now I'm going to put that elbow onto my knee that's bent and look over behind my shoulder. See how my elbow is touching my knee and I'm looking behind me? This stretch stretches our back. Say it with me. I'm stretching my back. And release. Let's do the opposite side. So now my knee that was bent is straight and my other knee is bent. Hug my knee with my hand on the same side so I don't get confused. Raise my opposite hand in the air. Now I'm going to touch that elbow to my knee that's bent. And I'm going to turn around. Notice how I shifted my back hand behind me and I look over my shoulder so I can get that stretch in my back. Say it with me. I'm stretching my back. And release. Awesome. Now we've finished our warm-up stretches and we're ready for some mindful movement. The difference between stretching and mindful movement is just that we add movement to our stretches while we do them. It's super important that while we're doing these poses, that we don't let our bodies get out of control. So your brain really has to listen to your body and to my words to go slowly to safely get your body into each pose. If we do these poses correctly together, our bodies should feel really good in the shapes that we make today. If we ever feel our body say, ouch, that means we're not being safe and we need to take it back a little bit and not push it so far. If our bodies are falling and out of control, that wouldn't be safe either. So go ahead, take a minute, and we're going to go now get started with our book. In case you don't remember, last week we started by reading this book together, My Daddy is a Pretzel. And our main character, seen here on our front cover, is sharing with his class during a community circle. The teacher's question says, what jobs do our parents do? Last week, we heard about Nikki, whose mom was a gardener, which made our narrator think about how sometimes his dad is a tree. Then we heard from Lionel, who says his parents are veterinarians. And that made our narrator remember how sometimes his daddy is like a dog in dog pose. You're just listening right now. We'll do our poses together once we get to new pages. Then we heard from Chang, who said that his mom was an architect, which made our storyteller think about how sometimes his dad likes to be a triangle. And that is where we stopped. So today, let's hear from Anna. Anna says her stepdad is a pilot. I say, sometimes my daddy is an airplane. Are you ready to turn into an airplane with me? Let's go. In this pose, it's important that you be able to see my feet and legs, so you won't be able to see my face for a little bit, but listen to my words and we'll get into the pose together. We're about to become airplanes. So to start an airplane pose, I want to make sure that I have enough room behind me to put my leg behind. I have a super small space, as you can see, so I'm going to stand closer to the front of my area. Now, I'm going to lift one leg, I'm going to bend it, and then I'm going to gently try and extend it behind me. I even have to look behind to check. You might need to hold on to, you can see here, I'm holding on to my couch cushion. You might need to hold on to something as you try and straighten out that back leg. Once you get that back leg straight, bring your arms to the side and fly like an airplane. Make an airplane noise now. See if you can raise that back leg higher without falling down. Now gently, you don't want to crash. If you can avoid it, bring your foot back down to the mat. How was that for you? If you need to adjust your space to make sure you don't knock into anything, go ahead and do that now, and let's try the other side. To make sure I get the other side, I'm going to turn the other direction. So again, I want to make sure I'm close to the front of my space because I need room behind me. I lift up my opposite leg, the one I haven't done yet, and I slowly start to bring my chest forward and my leg back. I use my arms out to the side to help balance. I want to get my back leg as high as I can without falling over. Extend those airplane wings and make your airplane sound with me. Try and avoid that crash landing by gently touching down. Kai says his daddy is a builder. I say sometimes my daddy is a bridge. There's a picture of Malachi's dad at work. Seems like he works in construction. Let's see what our storyteller means when he says sometimes his dad is a bridge. Oh, there's bridge pose. Let's learn about bridge pose together. Ride the changes. Like a bridge that joins one place to another, this pose teaches us to remain strong as we move from one life stage to the next, but also to be flexible so that we don't break down when the winds of change are fierce. All right, we're going to need to lay down for this pose, so go ahead and find enough room for yourself and listen to my words. Here I'm ready for bridge pose. I start sitting up on my bottom with my 2 feet flat on the ground. My knees are bent. Now I'm going to try and scoot my bottom towards my heels as I lay down. If you can scoot your bottom closer to your heels now, go ahead and do that. See how close my heels are to my bottom? Good job. Now I put my fingertips on the ground and I try and crawl my fingertips close to my heels. If you can touch them, great. On 3, I'm going to breathe in through my nose, squeeze my belly button, and lifts my hips to the sky without looking side to side. My head stays straight looking up to the sky. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Breathe in, push up, to shimmy or move your shoulders close together so you can hold your hands underneath your bridge. With each breath in, try and squeeze and lift your hips higher. And with each breath out, hold. Good job. Now, after we do a bridge pose, it's important to protect our lower backs. So bring your two knees together with your feet out wide, and you're going to windshield wiper or move your knees from side to side like the windshield wipers on a car. If you want, go ahead and try a second bridge now before we move on.
Pedro says that his daddy works in Africa. Looks like his dad must be a scientist on safari. There are the lions. I say, sometimes my daddy is a lion. See what our storyteller means by that. They're talking about lion pose. Lions are brave and they have fierce roars. This pose encourages us to feel and express our power and courage. It challenges us to be bold and overcome our fears. Notice how the drawing shows his dad with his tongue sticking out? We're going to do that too. Get ready for lion's pose.
All right, let's go ahead and be lions. Now, understand that it is okay to roar like a lion, but you need to be aware of the noise level that's allowed in your space and home. If you can roar loudly, then roar loudly. If it needs to be a soft whisper or indoor roar, then go ahead and make sure you're in control of your voice so that no grown-ups or siblings around you get scared by your loud lion roar. All right, start by sitting on your knees. Notice my feet are tucked underneath me and I'm sitting on top of them with my toes pointed straight. I'm sitting on my knees to start, and my second pose is that I open my knees so that I can sit lower. I want to bring my knees wide out to the side. I'm still sitting up straight, but now I want you to put your lion paws on the ground. And I want you to go ahead and open your mouth as wide as you can and stick out your tongue. Breathe in through your nose, and when you breathe out, you're going to make a lion's roar on your exhale. Ready? Breathe in. And let me hear those lion roars. Notice how my roar was also part of my breath. This lion's breath helps me cool down if I have an angry temper or have strong feelings about something that's happening around me. Let's do one more so you can practice it again. Breathe in through your nose. Open your mouth wide, stick out your tongue, and good job. I hope you had a good time being silly with that one. Let's see if there's any other poses left in our storyteller's share and tell circle.
We are almost to the end of our story. Now it's finally the little boy telling the story's turn to share with his class what his parents do. He says, "My mommy is a baker. And sometimes my daddy is a pretzel." What could that mean? The pretzel pose. Oh, this is the connection I'm making right now. That's why the book's called My Daddy is a Pretzel, and there's a picture of the little boy and his dad doing pretzel pose on the front cover. Let's learn about pretzel pose. The spine is the center. Spine is another word for our back. The spine is the center of the body and the center of the nervous system. Practicing the seated twist helps us to release all kinds of tensions. And just as the body benefits, so too does the mind. Letting go of the unnecessary thoughts and worries and becoming confident, open, and alert. What a cool pose. Unfortunately, this is one that's not in Miss Law's practice. So what we're going to do for the last one is I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to read each of the words in this picture as you see a picture of the little boy getting into the pose. So go ahead and do it with him. The first step is to sitting on your bottom, bend your right knee, and slide your right leg under your left leg, tucking your right foot against your left hip. That was a lot. You might need a grown-up's help for this one, but listen again. Bend your right knee and slide your right leg underneath your left leg, tucking your right foot against your left hip. Second step, draw up your left leg and lift your left foot over your right knee with your toes pointing forward. Number 3, exhale, meaning breathe out. Twist to the left, starting at the base of your spine or back and placing your left hand behind you for support. Just like we practiced with our back stretches. This pose is starting out really similar to our back stretches from the beginning of class. Number 4, slide your right arm underneath your left thigh, or if you can't reach, press your right elbow against your left knee to give you more leverage. Number 5, link your hands together behind your back and twist as far as possible to the left, turning your head to look behind you. So this sounds like, again, it's almost the same as our back stretch from earlier, except that you would reach your hands out and try and connect them behind you if possible. Repeat the movement on the other side and follow the same sequence. All right, are you ready for the other side? Go ahead and try it on your own and then come back to finish the video together with me. You did. I hope you enjoyed the read aloud. I know I really did. It's one of my favorites because it's silly, but also really helpful in learning how to stretch our body in mindful ways. Next week, we're going to keep using the same theme of stretching and safe stretching with our body. And we're going to be working on making different poses and shapes with our bodies using the Yoga Pretzels cards that go with this book as a tool. So I hope you join me next time and have a great rest of your week.